I want to start with some very disturbing pictures that have come in of a so-called right.
जब अपना कोई मूव किसी को मूव करता है ना यार, फील आ जाती है।
भाई तू अपना है, तेरा सफर मुझे भी करना है। तूने प्रूव कर दिखाया यार, एनीबडी कैन ड्रीम।
मुझे लगा मैं नहीं, पूरा का पूरा मूवमेंट चल रहा है। Breathable fabrics, awesome comfort, effortless style, AD from the House of Arvind.
Join International Institute of Hotel Management. Call 983-10-50,000.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
In fact, very often I believe the only way to get justice in India is a media trial. So there's no reason for the media, if it's doing a good job of a media trial, to be on the back foot. In fact, the courts should stop making these overarching remarks about media trial and contemplate about one very basic thing. With the greatest of respect to the courts, when the other institutions fail, when people get let down by the system, when even the judiciary does not seem to be listening or raising a noise about issues, like in the case of Twisha Sharma. Who does?
CBI says Giribala misused liberty. 7 injuries before she was found dead. Giribala's sister oversaw autopsy. Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
Presented by Amity University, ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies since 1820. TVS iQube, India's favorite family EV.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate. Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the greatest of respect, I completely disagree with the positions being taken by the Honorable Chief Justice of India. So far, in this case of Twisha Sharma, in the suo motu hearing day before yesterday, the Honorable Chief Justice of India said that he feels deep pain and concern over the narrative that the judiciary was attempting to shield the accused. And that is where the Honorable Chief Justice, unfortunately, in my view, is wrong. Instead of focusing almost entirely on the so-called narrative against the judiciary, the Honorable Chief Justice should be extremely concerned at the misuse of influence by an ex-judge. And there should have been, in my view, a stronger attempt by the Honorable Chief Justice to talk about the facts that have been exposed in this case by the media. The fourth pillar of democracy. And to the Honorable Chief Justice of India, Surya Kanji, I would say, these are facts, not narrative. The CBI says just one chat is considered, the rest have been ignored while granting bail. The fact is, ladies and gentlemen, that Giribala wildly circulated her own narrative with interviews. The fact is, ladies and gentlemen, that Giribala misused liberty given via anticipatory bail. The fact is, ladies and gentlemen, that the CBI says Giribala received notices but is not cooperating. The fact is, ladies and gentlemen, that there were multiple injuries on Twisha's body, on her head, her fingerprints have been recovered. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a possibility of Twisha being hit on the head, which cannot be ruled out. And while all these facts are being brought out, it is unfortunate that the fundamental focus of the Chief Justice of India, Justice Surya Kant, was the narrative against the judiciary. No, sir. We are not interested in creating a narrative against the judiciary, Honorable Chief Justice. We are extremely concerned about the fact that there was obvious influence used on the investigation. We are concerned, and so should you be, Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice Surya Kant ji, that 40 plus calls were made to judges, senior police officers, and even CCTV technicians post what possibly could be a murder. Ladies and gentlemen, this is influencing of witnesses, and the Honorable Chief Justice of India should be more concerned about the compromise of the crime scene, about the fact that the next judge was allowed to almost seal the crime scene, about possible police collusion and FIR delay. Ladies and gentlemen, the FIR is only registered on the 15th of May, and there is action only after the media creates a hue and cry. And in the meanwhile, the ex-judge gets anticipatory bail on 15th May 2026, within hours of the FIR registration before the investigation has started. In fact, she files the FIR, she files the bail plea even before the police register the FIR. So should we remain quiet? Should we not report all these things, thinking that if we do, we will be accused of the misuse of our position as media persons? No, ladies and gentlemen, no. If anyone uses their judicial background as an advantage, we will question it. And let me say this. This lady Giribala was allowed to manipulate the crime scene, which according to Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, section 238, is against the law. If she had not been a judge, and I repeat this tonight, I want the people of the country to tell me. And even if I were to come face to face with the Chief Justice of India, I would say this. If she had not been a judge, would she have been free? If she had not been a judge, would the entire system have come to manipulate and use procedural loopholes to help her? And my dear viewers, I have brought the father of Twisha to my studio. This is not about the family of Twisha versus a retired judge. No. This is about the fact that people of this country are watching what the judiciary does. And I feel somewhere there's a sense of discomfort among the judiciary that they are under public watch. But what's wrong with that? Should the judiciary of this country not be under the watch of the people of India? Should the people of India keep their eyes closed? Ladies and gentlemen, if Giribala's legal position and influence has been misused, we will fight it. And I'm saying tonight she should be arrested. She has got pre-FIR anticipatory bail. By seeking to quash the bail, then merely cancel it, the executive is contesting a judicial order. And it is therefore making the point that the judiciary failed. And I underline the point tonight, however uncomfortable some people may be. And I'm saying this tonight. I don't mind being accused of setting a narrative. I've said many such narratives in the past, if these are narratives. But we will not be silenced here. We will not be browbeaten. The direct charge is that the judiciary failed in its duty of impartial adjudication in a case involving a former judge. It's like saying that the police failed to investigate charges against a former police commissioner. And if we fought Parambir Singh, we will fight Giribala as well. If there has been manipulation of procedure, it will be questioned. And I don't care. I absolutely do not care whether anybody in the judiciary is uncomfortable about it. And we're ready to face the consequences for that. We are ready to face the consequences of fighting for the truth.
Whatever statement you want to depose, you please make before
will not
prescribed authority, that is the investigating agency.
Please listen.
Get your statement recorded. Our request to, we will, of course, we can't do anything, but we can only request media also, please don't go for recording statements of the victim's family or reducing their pain into sound bites, please. That's not the way anybody should do it.
With every passing hour, the facts are becoming clearer.
That they have created a human chain. The police has created human chain for some reason right outside their house. They're condoning of this exact, you can see the visuals right now. Please, I'll request my VJ to show you the visuals. They have created, there are around 15 police people who have created a human chain outside her gate.
More details are being disclosed in Twisha's death case. 7 anti-mortem injuries are in focus.
Twisha Sharma had injuries on her body, 7 injuries on her body. She had them on her elbow, her wrist and also her scalp. When did they come? This was not post-mortem, this was anti-mortem, which means it was before her death. Who is the person who could possibly have tortured Twisha Sharma, hit her before her death, has to now be seen.
He mentioned the anti-mortem injuries. In fact, he said that there are 7 injuries on Twisha Sharma's body, and these are not post-mortem but anti-mortem injuries and cannot be caused after her death. And this is again a very, very big development, because the state of Madhya Pradesh itself mentioning that Twisha Sharma's body had 7 injury marks, and these were not post-mortem but anti-mortem injuries, and this needs to be investigated.
Today's court hearing has opened a whole new side of this case. The CBI doubts the presence of ex-judge Giribala's sister-in-law during the autopsy.
Giribala's sister was present during the first post-mortem. This nexus needs to be established if the first post-mortem was influenced. That's the big news that's coming in right now, and we're breaking this. The CBI wants judicial custody, and the reason they want judicial custody is also crystal clear. The nexus that Republic TV was questioning is also being questioned by the CBI. They say allegations have surfaced that Giribala's sister was present during the first post-mortem.
In fact, the court has raised questions on Giribala trying to manipulate the case. Twisha's family, the state government in Madhya Pradesh, and now CBI. Can everyone be wrong?
Now, viewers, we have Twisha's father and Twisha's brother with us. I also want to introduce our panel. Yogita Bhayana, Swapnil Kothari, Anurag Srivastav, Twisha's lawyer, Nirmal Kaurji, former IPS officer, Jayanand Dehadrai, advocate Susi Ben Shah, and Raman Malik, who's pro-BJP in this case now. I'm continuing, and by the way, calls are open. You were just about to say something about what your sister went through, Major Harshit, before I interrupted just before the break. So you can continue, and then I'll open this up. Yes, please. Arrest Giribala is my hashtag tonight, please. Yeah.
Sir, all I actually want to say is the very things that we were trying to bring out, which were initially alleged assumptions and narratives, are turning out to be facts now. And this is what we've been telling from the very beginning. And now they're coming up, and people are actually acknowledging that these are facts and not just narratives.
Can you speak about some of those facts which have now come out, say in the last 24 hours?
All those alleged allegations, the facts that we were trying to put up and were termed as allegations from our end, from the very beginning. Say, for example, the doctor who was there, the IPS officer who was there, the fact that the FIR was delayed, the fact that the PM report was dubious, the fact that there were so many findings which were not given in the initial investigation, the fact that the room was never sealed, the fact that they were allowed to move around freely in their own house, which is the scene of incident. There are so many facts like that, and possibly that is the reason the Solicitor General himself said that the institution is on trial today.
So the Solicitor General said the institution is on trial. Was he referring to the institution of the judiciary?
Of course. They are the ones who have been influencing it all throughout. The fact that these people are connected with them and they choose to utilize their authority, utilize their chair in means and ways to disrupt the very thing that they stand for. Righteousness, justice. They are denying each bit of it to the ones seeking it.
Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday the Chief Justice of India said to the family of Twisha they should not talk. And today, yesterday they had a protest appearance, but it is impossible to tell the family to be censored. And if the Chief Justice of India is watching, I think it is impossible to censor the family of a victim. And as a responsible media organization, we won't. And Major Harshit, you will not be censored. And Navdini Sharmaji, you will not be gagged. For if you are gagged, Harshit, and your father is censored, then there will be no justice in this country. You are fully aware of what the Chief Justice has said and warned you against, but you are still coming on air with me, and I am bringing you on air as well. May I ask you, I know as a media person I'm bringing you on air, why I am doing that? Despite what the Chief Justice has said and warned. Why are you on air, Major Harshit? You're a serving army officer. Why are you on air?
You've been our eyes and ears all through this journey. The perilous journey that we had, my family had to undertake by force. The fact that we have reached where we wanted to, that is for the case to be heard in Supreme Court for at least once. Right after we got there, the first order that was passed was not about the institutional bias, but for removing the very power, the only power that we had.
Which is to speak.
Which is to speak.
Which is to speak. That is the only power a family of a victim has. Ladies and gentlemen, therefore, I shall share this with you. If you want to speak to members of the family, you can. My lines are open. Vardhan Khanna is calling from Delhi. Mr. Khanna, are you there? Okay, we'll patch him. It's not patched, I was just told. Okay. Jan Deradrai, Susiben Shah, Raman Malik, Nirmal Kaur, Anurag, Swapnil and Yogita Bhayana, the dam has burst. The truth is out. The people are saying they will not be gagged. Which means somewhere, Swapnil, there is a lot of anger that is begun to build up. And even if the judiciary is trying to protect one of its own, the people will then question the judiciary even more loudly, I feel. Swapnil.
Arnab, it's a very sad state of affairs that the judiciary today is being questioned, and I do not like it as being an officer of the court. And I know within your hearts, deep hearts, you are not liking it either, but you have to do it because truth is ultimately the goal that we need to pursue. And I remember the quotes of a great American judge, Justice Learned Hand, who said that if we want to preserve our democracy, we shall follow only one commandment: thou shalt not ration justice. And here justice, unfortunately, seems to have been selectively rationed. Had Twisha Sharma's family been extremely powerful and influential, the scenario would have been completely different. There would have been no anticipatory bail. There would have been no procedural discrepancies. The matter would not have even reached the Supreme Court for that matter. So, Arnab, the assertions today made by the advocates for the family have been very clear that Giribala misused her liberty. She completely tried to tamper the evidence, and funnily, the entire scene of crime has been left open for abuse, for potential tampering, to try to put any evidence that could, go against Twisha also.
You can take pictures, you can make better windows, take it off.
And I think we will have sufficient material to nail the accused in this sense. And hopefully, I think tomorrow the judgment, after 3 hours of long protracted hearing today, which was
What
very
is this?
necessary, given the facts and circumstances. I think justice would be met and her bail should be cancelled because it was given, as pointed out by the CBI, as pointed out by the ASG, as pointed out by Twisha's lawyers, by Siddharth Luthra, that this entire narrative of Giribala coming out and talking about her own CDRs, making 40 phone calls, etc., was absolutely to try to influence the proceedings and tamper with, it is called interference with justice. It's as simple as that. So the bail was premature and it must be cancelled so that appropriate procedure, she may take bail afterwards, but she has to be taken into judicial custody.
No, what has happened here is that this has happened on the heels of the Justice Yashwant Verma case. And the feeling has been, Yogita, that when it comes to judges, they get a quote-unquote honorable exit. Why should a person who does a dishonorable thing get an honorable exit? It has become very important to arrest Giribala for the people of this country to see this judge in lockup this time. Unlike in the case of Justice Yashwant, who was given an honorable exit, this lady does not deserve an honorable exit at all. This is not some bloodthirsty cry. This is not a kangaroo court. This is on the basis of facts that are there before us. Yogita, the importance of arresting this judge, your thoughts. She has to be in lockup. She has to be in police custody with common criminals.
All the more.
Yes.
All the more reason it will restore our faith in judicial system. Otherwise, we have actually lost all our hopes. And where they are supposed to be protecting the law, protecting the people, if they are indulged, it is definitely a solidarity. They are showing solidarity towards each other and trying to protect her. Let's face it. And I don't have any high hopes from judiciary because we have seen enough. And we should not. We should call it as it is. It is definitely hands and gloves with it. So we really need to see one example. They need to show that they have to restore the faith in common man, common women of the country, that we are with you. We are not with each other. They have to stop scratching each other's back. They have to stop protecting each other. And if she is involved, all the more reasons they need to do a fair justice so that we have, our faith intact. Otherwise, what will I tell a common girl who's like, raped every now and then? We keep getting cases. How will I tell when they see this kind of a
this woman?
They are telling me. I'm telling you. I have dealt with few cases. They are saying what happened to that judge.
This woman, Navnidhi,
they cannot be doing
is a very cold-hearted type of person. At 10:10 is the last phone call with your wife.
Yeah, around 10:05.
Around 10:05, 5 minutes past 10 on the 12th.
Yeah.
And at about 10:40, she calls and says your daughter is dead.
Yeah.
After 34 minutes.
30 odd minutes.
What does she say? Exactly बताइए क्या बोला था उन्होंने?
She is not breathing. She is not no more. She
is not breathing. Did she give you a reason why she was no more? हुआ क्या था? उसने कुछ कहा?
No, not to my knowledge, because I heard only these two words.
She is not breathing.
She is not breathing. She is no more. I heard these two words. Later on,
she told your wife?
Not wife, but Harshit's wife.
Harshit's wife.
Harshit engaged in the conversation.
Harshit, tell me about that. What this Giribala told your wife, and everybody is listening to you tonight. Tell me the exact conversation so that people understand the mentality of this judge. Can you unmute yourself, please? Thank you. Harshit. Harshit, again you're muted. Thank you. Yeah. I can't hear you again. I can't hear you again. There's a problem with the audio there. It's a very important moment. We have to fix the audio out there. He's going to log in and log out again, but this is a terrible person. This is a dangerous woman, Nirmal Kaur. She calls Nirmal Kaur ji, former IPS officer joining us from Chennai. She calls her daughter-in-law's sister-in-law, and says that she's dead. And she does not give any explanation. As if she does not owe any explanation at all. Can you unmute yourself, ma'am, please? Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can now. Yes.
You know, the thing is that she is really very, very cruel a woman. Not only in this aspect, even later, whatever's come out in the media, how she's been conducting herself, what kind of things she's been saying, and how she's been assassinating her character all over the town, providing not even dignity in death to her own daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
All that shows that she's a very, very cruel, very self-centered, and she comes across as a very arrogant woman. Maybe she's seen a lot of power and she's in that comforter zone, you know, like many of us Indians are, you know. We think that we are very entitled and, you know, like that kind of behavior one sees in her character when whatever's come on the media. That's my only source of information. A very cruel woman. She doesn't owe the family any explanation. She thinks to say that their daughter is dead, she just carelessly announces it. I mean, without, how can you announce someone's death to the parents, the bhabhi, the brother? What will they feel? I mean, without any, this thing, you know, half an hour ago they are talking to their daughter. The daughter is well and, you know, hale and hearty, alive and kicking. And after 30 minutes, she says, oh, there's no pulse, she's not breathing, she is no more. And without saying anything, how did she die, what happened? Nothing, as if she owes no explanation to the parents or to anyone. No, that's a very, very entitled behavior that you can get away with whatever you want and you can blame the whole world except yourself. And she's seen a lot of power.
And then the mother and the son after that.
Yeah, son also comes across as
they get together and they dispose. They try to move the body.
He came to Jabal Court.
They try to move the body.
In a costume.
That video is there. That video where your daughter's body is being brought down the stairs. At what time was her body being brought down, and why was it being brought down?
I feel that they wanted to show the public that they are. It looks that it is designed kind of a thing. CCTV, you know, why a person is using CCTV. There are a lot of things that predetermined kind of action is evident from all these acts. You want to show the public that you are giving a CPR. The way that CPR is given, everybody in the medical field knows it is a wrong method of giving a CPR. And you can very well feel from that video that girl was no more.
And she's also walking past.
She was
while your daughter's body is being
she was managing the show. If you look at
explain this to me, why do you feel she was managing the show?
Because if you look at her body language, the way confidently she was, getting downstairs, again she was coming back to her room and calling and managing. It looks that she was managing the show. She was performing some, pre-planned activities, and she was busy in that, and she was not having time to console us, to, exchange the emotions with the close family members. We were the most closest family members to her, but she was not having time for us. Other than us, she has the time for whole of the world, and she was managing. Quite evident from the video that she is going very calmly, coolly, without emotionless. She is going downstairs and then again coming back to getting inside the room. And it's all manipulation. It's a clear manipulation. If video they want to give, why don't they provide a complete video where when the Twisha, they are showing she is going upstairs. When the other three people went through that CCTV camera.
Where is that?
Where is that camera?
Who are the other two people? One is your son-in-law.
Which way?
Who are the three people who are carrying Twisha's body?
Why the video was not released? What time these three people went upstairs? They are showing that they are bringing down the body. What they are not showing when these three people went upstairs. That is also quite.
What do you think has happened to your daughter? If I ask you frankly, if I ask you frankly now, sir,
I tell you, sir,
what has happened to your daughter?
Unnatural death is an unnatural death. It cannot be, only said in one particular word like suicide. I'm quite, not satisfied with this particular statement, because why?
Do you think under any circumstances your daughter would have committed suicide?
No, she was brave lady. I I ever, last time when father and daughter had the conversation, she told me that, Papa, I am very happy. The company has restarted and they have called me again in the month of May only.
Which company?
This DADB she was working with as a communication on-board manager. So she was very happy. Again, they have called me up. So I will be on board and maybe I'll come back. I will settle the issue with them. She said by herself that if it will not carry, it will not work out, I will come back and I will say goodbye to these people. I will work here in Noida. Maybe I suggested her that we will go for some e-trading kind of a thing and we will make some, tea brands. So she agreed. I will brought something from, source something from somewhere and I'll provide you good, healthy teas. So she was very happy. Well, Papa, I'll do. And don't worry, Papa, you believe in me. I'm not a coward. I am not a coward. You know me very well. So you don't worry. So I said, okay, you take the decision. We are with you. Family is with you. When a person is mature, I want to say one thing.
Full frame, bigger window.
I want to say another one thing, and this thing to clarify all those who are saying that we are providing freedom. She was very against this word that parents are providing freedom. It's a phrase. Parents are providing freedom. One day, by any mistake, if I said one thing, that I have given you the freedom, she always, objected it and she said, who you are to give me the freedom? Freedom is person birthright when he is mature. Parents, they don't need to provide the freedom. So she was that kind of a, talented girl. So she had a very good belief system in herself that reflects through her, thought process.
You believe your daughter was killed?
Yes, sir. I believe, sir. I believe somewhere that my daughter was killed because that event which is happening in front of us since beginning, that beating marks, blue ear, all the beating marks, and that your ligature is not given at the time of postmortem. Again, then in the second postmortem also, the ligature, due to they have given to forensic lab, it has on the time it has not come to that place. So again it was not given. Maybe it will again go to Delhi and whatever this scientific analysis will be performed. So all these deliberate actions, all this manipulation, why they are doing it? If it is a simple kind of a suicide, then why he is absconding? Why Giribala is calling 40 people? Why they are doing so much of things? I don't know. If person is simple, if there is a suicide in your house, first thing you will do, you will call a police, you will call the parents. Well, this thing has happened. We are here to support you. This is actual the things. Whatever you want, we will face it. But believe us, this has happened like that. But instead of that, what we are seeing is a complete manipulation, complete influence, and they are making us fearful that we should not speak.
Well, there is no fear. Yeah. We have decided to speak, haven't we, Major Harshit? We have decided to speak, even if this act of speaking to both of you is seen as a silent protest or a vocal protest, so be it. Major Harshit, people are calling in. Would you like to take some calls?
Yes, definitely.
Raghavendra is calling from Hyderabad. Raghavendra.
Thanks for putting me on air and thanks for being our voice. And first of all, condolences to the family for losing their daughter.
Yes, sir.
I have a few questions to the judiciary. Just want to take you back to the day when the judiciary took down the chapter of CBSE just for the ego purpose. I would request the CJI to gag the corrupt judicial practices rather than gagging the public. And you are the sole warrior for that, Arnab, for us.
Well, I agree with you. Gag the corrupt forces within the judiciary rather than the people of this country. Well said, sir. Well said. People's anger is rising against this attitude of the judiciary. I know every institution has a self-preservation instinct. But in this case, the judiciary cannot only be seen to be preserving its own interests. Pradeep Shukla is calling from Hyderabad on the biggest story of the year. Pradeep.
Jai Hind. This is Pradeep Shukla here from Hyderabad.
Yes.
I know this family for last 35 years.
Which family?
Twisha Sharma. And I am a big fan of Arnab.
Sir.
My sincere condolences to the family. And what I want to say, the people, those who are supposed to save the nation, to give the justice to the society, if they become a party to this kind of thing, and they, rather than bringing out the truth, if they start suppressing things, managing things, manipulating things, the lady who has delivered the justice for so many cases for so many years, we can imagine what kind of justice has been done. When we cannot give justice to our own family member, our own only daughter-in-law, being in the profession of the law, what we can expect?
Precisely,
Thank
Pradeep.
you, Arnab, for bringing out
Thank
this.
you. Thank you, Mr. Shukla. Thank you for calling today. Tomorrow, remember, is a big day. Tomorrow is a very big day. What does the nation want to see? J. Anand Dehadrai, the nation wants to see a judge arrested. The nation must see a judge arrested. I think it's become as clear as that, not on the basis of a cry against the judiciary, but a cry for justice. Jay.
Arnab, good evening. 2 quick points. One, at the outset, we would be doing a great disservice if we do not give you credit personally and your channel, Republic, for taking up this exceptionally important issue. The fact that the Honorable Judiciary today has intervened, the fact that the bail, the anticipatory bail of the judge in question, the former judge in question, has been challenged today, and the fact that that perpetrator, the accused person, has been caught, in fact, that credit, a large part of that credit must go to you. And I say that, I say that without anything. That is the fact. But there is a second point to this as well. I would also say now that the judiciary has gotten activated, Arnab. Now we all have to give some time perhaps now to the judiciary, to the CBI, now that the CBI is also involved, so that all the facts come out. But I completely agree with you on another point, that this former judge perhaps exercised all the influence that was available to her at her disposal to manipulate, the system locally to her advantage. And that is deeply problematic to me. Which brings me to my last point, that whoever these judges are, Arnab, at the local level, please also bring some attention to those individuals, and we must find out, rather the CBI must find out, if there was some discussion between Giribala, the judges who ultimately granted her bail, and those rotten eggs need to be weeded out as well. Those rotten apples need to be weeded out. So please also, I would request you, through you, please also highlight that aspect.
Yes, but it cannot be highlighted if the Honorable Chief Justice of India says that we should not be interviewing potential accused. You see, that is the problem. You are saying this, but Anurag, who is the lawyer of Twisha, will point out to you that I have no words to express my absolute dismay at what the Chief Justice of India, Honorable Justice Suryakant, has said, that I should not be interviewing, or any media person should not be interviewing or putting on air any view of any person who is a potential accused, because by doing it, the Honorable Chief Justice of India has said that we must immediately put an end to all investigative journalism in this country. If that is the intention of the Honorable Chief Justice of India, no. Maybe the Honorable Chief Justice of India is not aware of how journalists operate. But I would argue against the Honorable Chief Justice of India that it is my duty to expose, interview, record, and bring out as evidence what potential accused are and who they are in this case. I'm very surprised. I'm willing to enter into a public debate with the Honorable Chief Justice of India on why the very fundamental premise of his comment is against journalism in this country. It's very wrong. You can ask Dr. Anurag,
Arnab, may I respond to that?
No. I want please hear from Anurag Srivastava, a lawyer and ex-judge of 35 years experience, who's fighting for Twisha. Anurag ji, am I wrong here?
No, not at all, Arnab. The thing is that today I would like to be bilingual because I want some of my words to go to the nation.
Please.
मेरे और आपके घर में अगर किसी भी कोने में जरा सी भी दीमक लगती है, हम उस जगह से दीमक को हटाते हैं कि वो हमारे घर में spread up ना हो जाए. We have pointed out, Your Honor, my lords, we have pointed out that there is some termite being, it is now started coming in the judiciary. This is the right point.
Time.
Take a decision. Try to control it. Otherwise, ये दीमक आपकी judiciary में फैल गई अगर तो भगवान जाने क्या होगा. People, they come to the courts. They feel that they are coming to the temples. They are coming to the God. They feel that they will get justice. And what if this termite spreads into their judiciary and everything is just rotten up? This is the time. Take action. See, Arnab, I would have been more happy if along with putting up all those restrictions that the family should not speak or the accused should not speak, 3 points. There is a doubt upon some of your judges who were in contact with Giribala. Why not an internal inquiry? Why not an internal inquiry? Let investigation do whatever they are doing with respect to the crime. Let them do. But we have pointed out there is a call list given by Giribala itself, submitted by herself during the anticipatory bail application. There are recorded calls, multiple calls to some judges, multiple calls to the Lokayuk, multiple calls to some other senior police officers. If there are calls with the judiciary, at least you can have an internal inquiry why their calls were being made. If they come up clean with it, there is no problem. If they were involved, then you should also take some action. Arnab, there are one other, we have been witnessing whatever happened on 22nd at Jabalpur. The accused was hiding
Arnab, I'd like to respond to this,
inside
gentleman.
the room of the principal district judge Jabalpur. I have been repeatedly stating this. Entire nation has seen on camera what has happened on 22nd. I have been repeatedly stating this thing from 22nd till date. There is no inquiry. There is nothing. I would have been.
Arnab, I'd like to respond, please.
If the Supreme Court might have pointed out that yes, this needs to be investigated. Why an absconding accused was hiding in the courtroom of the principal district judge Jabalpur, court number 32. Cameras were there. We have seen coming out from that. So these are the pointers, And one other thing, there is one other important thing. Yes. The bail order, the reason for the bail order are that Giribala is 63, that she is a permanent resident of Bhopal, that she is not having any criminal history. Now, these 3 points go with any mother-in-law. They can go with any other mother-in-law. And for that reason, every mother-in-law will be granted the bail. Now, the fourth point which directly goes to the judiciary and is to be replied by the judiciary is that she is 63, she is permanent resident of Bhopal, she is not having any criminal history, and she is an ex-judge. So whether any lady who is 63, who is permanent resident of the place where the offence has occurred, who is not having any criminal history, will not get a bail unless until she has been an ex-judge.
Another point I want to add to that. Another point, Susiben Shah is an advocate. Giribala should be prime suspect along with her son because Twisha was badly assaulted. The CBI has said today that there are multiple anti-mortem injuries. For this very reason, she should have been taken into custody. And in a country where it is always tariq pe tariq pe tariq pe tariq pe tariq, for the Aam Aadmi, for a judge, bail was given in a very rash and immediate manner. Now, I am horrified that the Chief Justice of India's only concern is narrative against judiciary. My God, Honorable Justice Surya Kanji, is that your only concern? What are you saying? Honorable Chief Justice of India seems more concerned about the judiciary being saved than the victim being saved.
No.
No. I'm sorry. You can.
No.
Now, 1 minute, please. 1 minute.
No.
If there is a narrative against the
Allow me to
judiciary,
come in.
it is on the basis of facts. And the fact is that here is a judge. According to the CBI, she demanded 2 lakh rupees during the Vidai, which is the most important and sacred moment of a bride leaving her home. Even then, she wanted 2 lakh rupees. And because she's a judge, you see, Susi Ben, we are all supposed to bow down before the judge. Judge, you are great. Judge, you are wonderful. Judge, you can murder your daughter-in-law, but we will be quiet. Judge, we will not speak against you because you are a retired judge. And we are ordinary people, you see, we are just ordinary people. Judge, you can coolly walk past the bruised body of your daughter-in-law and call her family members saying your daughter died. But we must never speak against you because you are a judge. You are not even a human being. You belong, you are a supernatural force. You are a judge. So, doesn't matter if the ligature material goes missing. Doesn't matter if your sister is at the post-mortem. Doesn't matter if your daughter-in-law was badly, possibly beaten up by your own son. Doesn't matter if your cowardly son is on the run. You are a judge, you see. And we are ordinary people. Susi Benji, like you say, no, Your Honor, my lords, you are my lords. We are ordinary small people. But now the small people, you see, are frustrated with this attitude of the judiciary. And now there is a strong case for the cancellation of her bail. Susi Ben, the nation wants to know, if she was not a judge, would she not have been in jail by now? Tell me, with so much evidence against her. Susi Ben, are you there? No, you're frozen. Raman, ladies and gentlemen, should I open the lines?
Arnab, I would like to add one thing. It is not only that the injuries were ante-mortem.
Can I come?
The CBI has now also specifically made clear to the court that these injuries were not possible from bringing down Twisha if she was hanging.
No.
These injuries were not possible. And secondly, CBI also made clear that these injuries were not possible from bringing her down through the stairs.
No, this is not. This is with force.
And they were anti-mortem and inflicted before her death.
Yeah.
And second thing, we have submitted one document, which interestingly was available with the website of the High Court itself. And that says that Giribala, not only being a session judge, she has undergone a training at this Directorate of Forensic Science, State of Gujarat, Gandhinagar, for crime scene management. She has undergone a training, a 5-day training of crime scene management at Directorate of Forensic Science, Gujarat State, Gandhinagar. And the entire scene of control was under such a judge having such experience in criminal law and also trained for
So
crime
she's also
scene
an
management.
expert in manipulation then? And she has proven to be an expert in manipulation.
That goes
Ladies
to
and gentlemen, windows should be better. I'm opening calls. I'd like the family members on the screen.
Or I have to still wait?
No, you can speak. Nobody's stopping you. You have nothing to say tonight. That's a reality. And you don't necessarily have to support this judge for the sake of it.
My point is limited. No, I am not supporting anybody, but I am also raising a pertinent issue. One, if you have call logs and you say that there are people involved with this judge, ex-judge or judge, whatever she is, then those people also should be part of the list of accused or probable accused, number one. Number two, the most important factor, whether it is the Kataras or whether it is this Singh, Miss Singh, who is a judge, or whether it is people who have got any influence, they always have been saying and doing things as per their whims and fancies. Now, my point is limited here, Arnab, that in this country, the democracy is functional because the judiciary has to put its part through. Now, if we start questioning everybody in the judiciary, it is not something which is going to be very good for the democracy.
Swapnil and Anurag,
but
please.
at the same point,
judiciary is not in that sacred position of being beyond
involved here.
No, Anurag.
Should be part of the investigation.
Swapnil, open up, please.
Even if the person who is the Lokayukta
the judiciary is under
of Madhya
question.
Pradesh If his name has come in, he should be part of the
judiciary is under
investigation.
watch.
He should be taken as a co-accused.
Mr. Malik, I have one point to make with due respect to you. My one short point is that when the judiciary falters, the highest court of the land should have questioned the Madhya Pradesh High Court and said that why is it that you did not take a suo motu cognizance of the issue? You had the same powers that we do to have a CBI investigation.
See, I'm no fan of the judiciary.
To take facts. Mr. Malik, please let me complete.
I'm no fan of the judiciary. I have seen judiciary doing a lot of things. But I would always stand by what the Constitution of India says, that the law must follow, that the investigation must happen, and the law should take its course, as and what has been prescribed.
Okay, Neville is calling in from Mumbai. Neville, over to you, please. Neville, we're taking callers. Neville, please. Neville.
Hi, Arnab. Good evening.
Good evening.
Firstly, condolences to the family. Being a layman, I've been following this case from day one. And any layman would say that this lady, Giribala, is the main brain. She is the mastermind.
You think she will be arrested tomorrow?
Judge, how can she tell her son to just run away? And she would get in touch with him as and when the time goes by, so she can buy time, manipulate things, which she has done. Any layman. I just hope this case doesn't die like how Tushan's case has died.
No, it won't die, Neville. We are going to make a big song and dance about it.
Please, Arnab, and trust me, nobody but you has stood up for this.
Because I'm taking on very powerful judges, I want your support. You think the Chief Justice of India will be happy with what I'm doing tonight? Maybe he won't be. Maybe he is. I hope he is. But I'll do my job, come what may. Sandeep Dhawan is calling in from Gurugram. Sandeep.
Yeah. Hi, Arnab.
Hi, Sandeep.
Navniti ji, Mr. Harshit, I'm calling for the second time. I would like to make a request, my prayer, my lords, is we want to see Giribala in handcuffs, and not only Giribala, but Samarth in handcuffs. And we are with you. So, Arnab, anytime you need our support, we are there at any point in time. So, Navniti ji, Major Harshit, you've reached here, you'll reach the end also, and we want the Chief Justice of India to restore faith in the people of India.
You want to say something to him, Major?
I just want to say thank you. It is because of people like you who have been supporting us from the background. We are at the forefront of things, but the background is equally and critically important. The fact that we have your support is the reason we are able to fight it out.
From Knoxville, Tennessee, in the United States of America, Rajendra Jain is calling. Rajendra ji.
Yeah, I'll keep it quick. I have 2 points to make. One is, did the husband disappear for 12 days to flush out the marijuana from his system? The second point is, the person who gave the massage in the head, did she notice any injury at that time? Now I go back to marijuana. It takes about 10 days to flush marijuana out of the system, but the hair will keep traces of marijuana within its genetic structure for 90 days. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Did Samarth have any? Did he consume marijuana?
Yeah, till 90 days. He said, no, scientifically, he want to test something.
Did her husband, Samarth, who's absconding, did he consume drugs?
Very much. He was 2 years detained in NLUI Bengaluru.
For drugs?
For drugs. Whatever they are doing, if they are telling my daughter is a split personality, they are actually the split personality. Whatever they are claiming on my daughter, actually they are. They are throwing their own, diseases to defame my daughter.
Wing Commander Katiyar is calling. I have a last 1 minute on the call. Wing Commander Katiyar is calling from New Delhi to speak to the families. Go on. Wing Commander.
Major Sharma.
Sharma ji, कोई आपको कह रहे हैं. आप on screen full frame.
Major Sharma, good evening to you. My deepest sympathies on the tragedy that your family is going through.
Sir,
I, like you are a serving officer in the armed forces, and like you, I'm a retired veteran of the Air Force. Now, while I will not speak about the present case as the judicial system wants, I am really appalled at the state of affairs that we are giving our lives to protect in this country. Just to give you some examples not related to this case, Air Marshal Tyagi, Chief Air Marshal, was arrested for a bribery of 7 crores, and another High Court judge has 50 crores of burnt notes in his house, and nothing happens to him even so after literally about a year or so. Today also, a youngster has been let off on bail who has mobbed down 2 youngsters in Pune.
Yeah.
And he gets off with writing an essay and is being served pizza in the police station. And I mean, it is amazing that what you and I have to go through to serve the country, while this is what is happening. Another thing, the judiciary also does not submit to any laws that other government servants, including cabinet secretaries, have to follow regarding disclosures of personal assets and other things. It is all swept under, if you ask for RTI or something, it is all swept under the carpet and nothing emerges. So it is really amazing the way the judiciary is going, and I am with Arnab. While some things I do not agree with him about his policies, if he is going to be arrested tomorrow, I would also like to be arrested for the same mistake, because the judicial system is really going out of hand.
I think Wing Commander Katiyar, the fact is we can all have our differences of opinion, but everyone on. I think the fact is that the judiciary has begun to realize, Susi Ben, coming to you, that it is under watch. The judiciary is under public scrutiny, and they are not liking it. Susi Ben, am I wrong?
Rightly so.
They are not liking
rightly
it.
So. All public institutions should be under public scrutiny, rightly so. But I just want to say this, unfortunately my line got disconnected. But Mr. Goswami, you and your team has conducted a very systematic, persuasive and investigative journalism. And I have no doubt in my mind that this Giribala is a conniving, cold, insensitive woman. And she has used the intricacies and, should I say, the loopholes of law to her advantage. But what has been done by you should be, I have no doubt in my mind, will be reinforced by the court of law. And what is right to arrest Giribala will be done. But I do feel and hope that it cannot be on media. The Supreme Court, the Supreme Court has taken cognizance, and we, all of us, to enforce, to restore the faith in to judiciary.
I would say this, Susi Ben, the Supreme Court has been forced to take cognizance. One. The Supreme Court was under watch, courts are under watch since the case of the burning cash of Justice Yashwant, who was allowed to get away. Judges will remain under scrutiny. Judges may feel they are not answerable to the executive. But I feel the judges are answerable to the people. And the people must win.
That is why you are the fourth pillar of democracy.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I have no doubt in my mind that Republic has done a fantastic job, and justice will prevail, sir.
I hope the judge will be arrested tomorrow, then we will celebrate.
Yes, sir.
I will follow this up very closely. I thank you very much. People are the wind beneath our wings. We have the support of the people, Republic, voice of the people. This case is coming up, I think, day after tomorrow? Tomorrow. We'll watch closely. Let's hope Giribala is in jail. See you tomorrow. Good night and goodbye.
जब अपना कोई मूव किसी को मूव करता है ना यार, फील आ जाती है।
भाई तू अपना है, तेरा सफर मुझे भी करना है। तूने प्रूव कर दिखाया यार, anybody can dream।
मुझे लगा मैं नहीं, पूरा का पूरा मूवमेंट चल रहा है। Breathable fabrics, awesome comfort, effortless style, AD from the house of Arvind.
13,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
Sir, what about safety from fire? Cable कौन सा लगाया है? अरे केबल का क्या है, कोई भी चलता है।
यही चलता है, बाद में जलता है। 90% of the electrical fires are caused due to short circuit. Give lot of importance to consider fire safe cable. Ignamo, the fire safe cables from Dravid. Remember, business is safe if your cable is fire safe.
Join IIHM, International Institute of Hotel Management. To know more about ECHAT exam, call 98310 50,000.
जब अपना कोई मूव किसी को मूव करता है ना यार, फील आ जाती है।
भाई तू अपना है, तेरा सफर मुझे भी करना है। तूने प्रूफ कर दिखाया यार, एनीबडी कैन ड्रीम।
मुझे लगा मैं नहीं, पूरा का पूरा मूवमेंट चल रहा है। Breathable fabrics, awesome comfort, effortless style, AD from the house of Arvind.
13,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
Sir, what about safety from fire? Cable कौन सा लगाया है?
अरे केबल का क्या है, कोई भी चलता है।
यही चलता है, बाद में जलता है। 90% of the electrical fires are caused due to
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
On the show tonight, why all of India must celebrate the implementation of the Uniform Civil Code in Assam. Himanta Biswa Sarma does not waste time trying to seek consensus from the Muslim community. He just tells everyone, including the Muslim community, to accept and fall in line with the Uniform Civil Code. At 8:30 p.m., though the Supreme Court says that we should not allow the family of Twisha Sharma to speak, I believe we should, and we will give them a chance to speak on my program. And at 9 o'clock tonight, though the Chief Justice of India was very concerned and almost solely concerned about the narrative that a member of the judiciary is being given special treatment, I say, Your Honor, it is not a narrative, it is a reality, it is an absolute fact. Ladies and gentlemen, the great thing is that you do not need to pass the Uniform Civil Code in both houses of parliament for it to become a reality. With the kind of strength that the BJP has, it can one by one implement the Uniform Civil Code in state after state after state after state in India, and that is, there will be no Muslim personal law then. Every Indian citizen will be subject to the Uniform Civil Code. And all the ills of Muslim personal law, all the wrong things that are being done in the name of Muslim personal law will be removed, such as a man marrying 4 wives, polygamy will go. Bigamy will go. If you're polygamous, you will be put in jail. This is very good. You cannot get 12, 13, 14-year-old girls married in the name of Muslim personal law. Legal age of marriage for men 21, for women 18. What applies to Hindus, Sikhs will also apply to Muslims. Ladies and gentlemen, the most important thing is things like nikah halala, where 12, 13-year-old girls are forcibly married and sexually abused by 75-year-old Muslim men in the name of marriage, some form of marriage, will all be rendered absolutely illegal. You can no longer get 12, 13-year-old girls married. These kind of things are bad. There will be equal succession rights for sons and daughters and for elderly parents. all these so-called love jihad will come to a stop. Anyone who is trying to do any kind of love jihad will be put, ladies and gentlemen, in jail. And tribals will be exempt. So there's no controversy on that subject either. Now, why is this so important? It is important because of the political resolve of the BJP and the determination of the re-elected Himanta Biswa Sharma, the Chief Minister of Assam, to, if necessary, push this down the throat of people who don't like it. Himanta Biswa Sharma says the Muslim population in Assam is around 40%. Even if it isn't, it is true that more than 1 out of every 3 people in Assam is Muslim. So when you implement the Uniform Civil Code in Assam, you're basically saying to the very large Muslim population that in India, they cannot have their own personal laws. Everybody is equal in India. This kind of statement requires resolve. Now, this is truly upholding secularism, gender justice, national integration, and laws for all citizens. There are a lot of people who have said that if the Uniform Civil Code is applied, then all hell will break loose. Well, has all hell broken loose in Assam? Absolutely not. People are happy. And there are some Muslims who are unhappy. To them, I would only say 3 words. If you're unhappy with the Uniform Civil Code, deal with it. There is no looking back. One nation, one law. No more special laws. Let's debate.
I am very happy to inform you that Assam Assembly has adopted Uniform Civil Code 2026. Assam will be the 3rd state after Uttarakhand and Gujarat to adopt Uniform Civil Code.
Assam is now the 4th state in India to pass the Uniform Civil Code Bill. After Gujarat, Goa and Uttarakhand, Assam now passes this integral bill. Speaking previously to our Editor-in-Chief Arnab Goswami, Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma explained the various demographic challenges during the elections.
Compare that village, the day when your parents were in the school and today, it has completely become a minority-dominated area.
Completely.
You can feel the pain.
Yes.
And these minority Muslims are not from our land.
Yes.
They have came from across the border in different region.
Yes.
People laughed at me when I say that in the next census, whenever the figures will come out, Assam Muslim population will be 40%. Now they say, no, you are trying to harvest political things. These are statistical representation of fact.
Despite the challenge of demography, with 40% Muslims in the state, the Assam legislature has successfully passed the UCC bill that now awaits the president's assent. The bill bans polygamy, makes registration of live-in relationships compulsory, and seeks a common legal framework for marriage, divorce, succession, and inheritance. BJP's message is simple: one constitution, one law, and Assam has now become the first state in the northeast to cross that line. The big question now is, when Muslims can live with a common code in France and more evolved personal law in Islamic Turkey, why object in India? And the bigger question, is Bengal next in line for the UCC bill?
And ladies and gentlemen, I began by saying that unfortunately for people who oppose the Uniform Civil Code, they don't have a choice anymore, Rohan. It is very sad for them because they are against the Uniform Civil Code and they think they will go to the streets and blackmail people, but they don't have a choice. They have to fall in line. This is the reality. All hardliners will have to soften their line. They will have to fall in line. Rohan, Is this a strategy by the BJP to get this implemented? Uttarakhand, Assam, Gujarat, and earlier Goa. Why don't you in one shot get it implemented in all the 22 plus states where you are in power? Why don't we have that?
I think it's a very fair question. And I'll go back to 1948 when UCC, which is part of Article 44 in the directive principle. And on 23rd November